Sophie Wessex granted brand new title from King Charles as part of a slimming down monarchy plan. King Charles III has reportedly considered restructuring the British monarchy for quite some time. Although the Queen remained monarch until her death, the King had been taking on additional responsibilities in recent years as the 96-year-old monarch slowed down. Hence, it's understood that King Charles III is determined to scale back his highly anticipated crowning, which will take place at Westminster Abbey sometime next year, in light of the cost of living crisis facing millions of people in the UK. King Charles will decide on the next generation of working royals, and it was reported that Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, may inherit Queen Elizabeth's former title of the Duchess of Edinburgh and bound for a bigger role within the royal family. It was reported that Sophie Wessex has been dubbed the royal's secret weapon, as she's tipped to become the new Duchess of Edinburgh. It is thought that King Charles agreed with his father to make his brother a duke, but speculation last year indicated that the new king may have changed his mind. News of the Countess of Wessex's new titles come days after her devastated and broken reaction to a service for the Queen. During the service, royal fans spotted Sophie looking heartbroken. Sophie, who's reported to have been like a second daughter to the late Queen, will support King Charles with more royal duties. She will step into a new role as a senior member of the royal family, and should her husband accept the role of Duke of Edinburgh, she would be by his side as Duchess. The Countess was close to the Queen Elizabeth, as she telephoned Her Majesty every day and regularly visited her, and they both shared a love of military history. She's known for her hard work behind the scenes, and some couriers are believed to refer to her as the royal's secret weapon. She will inherit several patronages held by Her Majesty, including the Women's Institute and Dogs Trust. The Queen's decision to pass on those patronages reflects the closeness of their bond. Sophie's growing popularity with the public is also evident, and will soon take on a larger public profile in a new-look monarchy of King Charles. According to a royal expert, Sophie's personality was a big reason the Countess and the Queen were so compatible. Sophie was a very calm, kind, relaxed individual, and the Queen really appreciated those qualities. She was so down-to-earth, so charming, a really wholesome and lovely young woman. Edward and Sophie is the only pair in the Queen's immediate family to have remained in their original marriage. Perhaps their longevity as a married couple, they've been married now for almost 23 years, and a shared experience of battling together through tough times as well as good was a glue between the two couples. Anyway, Sophie will become one of the few female senior members of the royal family if her husband, Prince Edward, becomes the new Duke of Edinburgh. Nevertheless, in a past interview, Prince Edward seemed hesitant on if he would receive the new title. It was fine in theory ages ago when it was sort of a pipe dream of my father's, and of course it will depend on whether or not the Prince of Wales, when he becomes king, whether he'll do that or not. Speaking of the reason why Prince Edward is an earl while his two brothers and nephews are dukes, it later came to light that the Queen had offered Edward the dukedom of Cambridge, the current title of Prince William and Kate, but he refused it for a very surprising reason. The earldom of Wessex had not been in use since the 11th century. However, Edward reportedly asked the Queen to be named after a character called Lord Wessex in his favorite film, Shakespeare in Love. A royal insider explains why Edward chose that name, explaining he liked the sound of it and asked the Queen if he could have that instead.